Oh, and recording the call today. Okay, got it. All right, so welcome to the call, which is called Everything is the Opposite of What It Appears to Be, which is also a tool in Access Consciousness that we use for a variety of things. But I was like, what if it's possible that you can use it for everything, And um, it just kept popping in my head when I said, okay, cool. By the way, I'm Shweta, and we use a lot of access consciousness tools, which are questions and processes, and well, the clearing statement as well. And I did want to call this call something else, but I kept asking, what is it? Because this phrase kept popping in my head. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be. And yes, it's a tool. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be, like I just said. But also, um, it just wouldn't go away. It was like, no, this is what it is. So I was like, okay, fine, then reveal yourself to me. It's like how you see in those Aladdin movies and the Harry Potter movies and the magic movies, where it says, okay, if this is what it's got to be, then let it reveal itself to me. I was like, okay, fine, let's see where we go with this. And actually, it helped me in the morning because it's interesting how some days you get up really happy, want to take charge of the world, want to go out and do fun things. And some days you get up, like with that blah feeling, and you go, what's wrong with the world today? What's wrong with me today? I don't want to get up. I don't want to do this. And maybe if you can see today, I'm noticing some dark circles also underneath my eyes. Like, what's going on? I didn't want to get up in the morning today. And even if I did, I didn't want to do anything today. I don't want to do anything today. And then, like, okay, what if everything is the opposite of what it appears to be? What if none of this is mine? What if there's something I'm aware of that I'm not asking a question about? And it actually took me to question, because it was like, who does it belong to? Who does it belong to is also a tool, because 99.99% of the thoughts, feelings, emotions are not yours. But sometimes it doesn't go away. And it doesn't go away when it's an awareness. So what am I aware of? Oh, cool. So what if this is not what it looks like? What if it's not what I'm labeling it to be? What if it's not cranky? What if it's not groggy? What if it's not tired? What if it's not, I don't want to? What if it's something else? And when you become that little explorer, like Dora the Explorer, they used to be cartoons earlier when my kids were young. We used to switch it up. Dora, Dora, Dora. So if you become Dora the Explorer, it's a little girl carrying a backpack, and you go, okay, what is that? And they used to teach alphabets. So it's like, what if you started learning this new language of exploration? What is this? What is, because as we keep growing up, we kind of start defining things. If it looks like this, then it's this. If it's appearing to be red, it's red. If it's these particular qualities, this person is mean. You see so many definitions and so many conclusions on automatic pilot. What if you became Dora the Explorer? It's like, what if it's not what it looks like? What if this is not, what if this is not a cup of coffee? What if it's something else? Right? Just have fun with it. And yeah, obviously don't do it in front of people because they'll call you insane, of course. Do it for yourself, because then you might be able to see things with more attention, with more detail, as they could be rather than what they are, because your point of view will create your reality. And if you have a point of view that this person is bad, this person is mean, they're nasty, then that's how it's going to show up for you. But if you go, okay, this person is being this in the moment, what is that? What if it's something other than what I think it is? You can't do that if you're already reacting. You can't do that if you're already in conclusion, right? So what if you could just, like, I'm looking at this cushion in front of me right now. It's like my big cushion. One of these big cushions is kept in front of me also. You can't see that. I'm like, okay, what if that's not a cushion? What if that's not the color it's supposed to be? What if it's something else? So look at something around you right now, just to experience it, just to experience the fun of it. And this might sound insane, but really, aren't you already going crazy with doing things the way you think it's supposed to be done? Is it working for you? So let's just have some fun. Why not? Right? So look at something around you right now that, like, wherever you are, look at something around you and say, okay, what if That's not what I think it is. Or look at a situation in your life. Traffic. Okay, cool. Traffic. All right. So what if, how many points of views do you have of traffic? Like when you look at traffic, what comes up for you?
Confusion and tiredness.
All right. So what if it was not that? What if that traffic was conveying something else to you? Not confusion, not tiredness, because those are energies that you've defined. There are energies there that that traffic is probably showing you, communicating with you, or just being. And you look at it and go, okay, what if everything is the opposite of what it appears to be? And if this was not tiredness and if this was not confusion, what else could it be? What is it this trying to show me? Because everything in the universe is always trying to communicate with you. You know, we talk about ask and receive. And when you look at things in a different way, you know, like science says, when you look at a cell, just observe it, pay attention to it, it changes. It is proven. So what if you looked at the traffic and you went, okay, what's going on here? What is the message that this traffic is giving me that I'm not receiving? Probably because you've defined it as confusion, you've defined it. And then do you want confusion in your life? No, so you're going to shut it out. Do you want tiredness? No, so you're going to shut it out. What are you aware of? What do you know? Okay, cool. What else is going on? So look around now, pay attention to the traffic. Now look at if there's a particular car that is tugging at you, a particular person. Like have you ever sat at a railway station or an airport um, without your phone? not, not looking at your phone and take some time off your gadgets and just look around, you know, just for the fun of it, not to get anything out of it. We're not trying to get a result. We're not trying to benefit from anything. We're just looking and paying attention at things and just having fun. You're being Dora the Explorer. Okay. Now look at it and go, okay, cool. What else? All right. Now look at people, you know, look at them. Like sometimes people behave in a particular way and we're like, how dare they talk to me like that? Or how are they so rude? Or how is this person behaving like that? But imagine, have you ever been in a situation like that? Have you ever, you know, been annoyed, been upset, and gone someplace and you reacted in a way that you normally don't, and then you were aware of how people were judging you? You were so angry that you didn't. Like yesterday, we went to. I had this session in the. I had a call in the evening, so I did a money live also on the group in case you want to go to it. You can go back, go like on the showing up as you group. It's there. So I had that, and then there was something my daughter wanted to buy, so I had to adjust that in between finishing my other stuff for the afternoon, then going and running that errand, buying what she wanted to buy, and then come back and do the call. And then I had another call in the night. So it was like a lineup of things. And I was like, we have to just rush, go get it, and come back. Right. And I was in this rush mode. And we went to the shop and we were trying out things. She wanted to buy some clothing. And this girl there, she was very caught. She was, you know, she's like pretty cold and very kind of withdrawn and stuff. And I, in my immediate reaction was to, you know, what are you doing? We're here to try stuff out, so we're going to try it out. And then I just paused and I said, what if I didn't rush? What if I just asked the universe to make it all work in time so that I can get back by 7 and I can, and let's see what happens. Worst of all, I mean, we'll see what happens, right? And I could see her for the person she is because I paused, I pushed my barriers down, and I could see there was something going on in her world. I wanted to ask her, but it wasn't light, so I didn't ask her. And the moment I shifted my point of view, her attitude changed. Like she didn't really say anything different, but her body language changed, and my reaction was not there. And when I got back home, I was talking to my daughter, and I said there was something going on with her. She didn't seem happy. And my daughter turned around and said, "No, she's always like that. You know, we've been there a couple of times and she's always like that." I was like, last time I don't remember her being like that. She was very voluntarily showing stuff. Maybe she was held back in the shop against her will. Maybe she had some upset going on in the world, in her world. But we are so quick to come to conclusion when we're interacting with things like this example of traffic. Oh, traffic is confusion. Oh, traffic is noise. So I want to shut it out. But in doing so, how much are you cutting off your receiving? So in this example that I just gave you, if you just paused and you didn't react and you looked at, okay, this is appearing to be rude, this is appearing to be curt as a salesperson, she shouldn't be doing this. Who does that in these times? When I'm a client and I'm a customer and I'm a buying person, I'm like, stop. You know, I'm in my own mode of reaction. The other person is in their own mode of reaction. So reaction, explosion doesn't create. right? Now, if you actually pause and think, what if it's not what I'm thinking it is? What if it's not what I'm assuming it is? What if there's something different here? What if there is a miracle? You know how you play games also? Like I like to play some stupid games sometimes when you kind of press a button and a gem will show up and something interesting will show up from underneath the stone or and then behind the planter there'll be some treasure hidden. What if in everything around you, even things that seem to be monotonous, mundane, upsetting, what if there's a treasure hidden? What if it could be something else than what you thought it is? What if it could be something entirely the opposite of what you think it is? What would be different? Worst of all, you'll just have a little fun. And best of all, you could receive a treasure. Right. So, what if today and in the coming few days, and actually, if you made it a practice, if you could, I think it's going to be great. I'm going to do that for sure now. Look at things and go, okay, I'm looking at it. Pause, when you're in a rush, when you're running around and like, I have to do this. So, and I'm judging that person is not helping me, this person is being rude to me, and that person, blah, and I keep doing and making yourself the victim. Just stop. Because you making yourself the victim, you making yourself in a rush mode is with that point of view creating more of that. Pause and ask, okay, cool. What if everything is the opposite of what it appears to be? What if what is appearing to be time is not time? What if what is appearing to be an upset is not an upset? What if there's something? And like how Dane uses the stool, what is the beautiful energy underneath that? So when you're observing, when you're present, when you're looking at things around you, notice your reactions, notice the assumptions, and go, what if everything is the opposite of what it appears to be? What if this is not what it is? What else is there? What if this cushion is not a cushion? What if it is not the color that it is? And then, while you're pondering over that, you'll be able to see the other details like, oh, there's a flower that has three colors in it that I'm missing earlier. What else did I not see? What else have I not actually looked at? And sometimes the stuff that you're asking for that's around you all the time because you're so busy working hard, focusing on other things, reacting, you kind of miss and you say, I've asked and it didn't come to me. Oh, it's already come to you. Did you even pay attention? Did you look at it? So start paying attention. In the days where we used to travel by trains and we just had books, there were no gadgets, there were no phones. I think sometimes I miss those days because you kind of just addicted to your phone, you just addicted to your gadget, you just keep going on Facebook and Instagram and mails and keep checking and checking and checking. And what's that creating really? It's just a way of distracting yourself. What if you took some time off today to pay attention? That's my most favorite tool. Pay attention, really, as of now, although all of them are amazing. And then you go, okay, what is this? Yeah, and what if this is not what I think it is? You get it? So anything, any questions, anything showing up for you guys? Anything you want to talk about? Nope. Cool. So everywhere that you think things are the way they are, everywhere that you assumed, concluded, judged, that is not allowing you to actually know, be, perceive, and receive all the treasures, all the possibilities that the universe is offering you all the time. Will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? And that's how we ask the question and clear it with a clearing statement. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, popcorn, nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. You don't need to know the clearing statement. You can just say whatever she was saying, look at things and things that are not working for you, and just go, okay, destroy and uncreate all that. And now what else is there underneath that judgment, underneath that limitation, underneath that assumption or conclusion? What else can I receive? And then, all right, what else is possible? And another thing is that when, for example, this thing that I was talking about when I was in the and I looked at that girl and I went, all right, she's going through something. She's having a difficult time. What contribution can I be? Because till the time you, sorry, my AirPods kind of conked off. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. Okay. I hope you can hear me okay. So, when you're paying attention to things and not coming to your own personal judgment or conclusion about it, when you're not making yourself the effect of it, then you can also be the contribution to things and people that might need it. Maybe you just observing them in a different way changes it. Maybe you just being present there with them with no judgment for them. I mean, that's a huge gift. Like, because we're always judged, we're always reacted to, we're always pointed at. So maybe if you start looking at things different, and just the fact that you're not judging them, could that change something? Not only for you, but for people you're interacting with, for situations around you. I mean, just for anybody. It doesn't matter who it affects or who it touches or who it changes stuff for. But with each of us changing, really, isn't that what the world is asking for? A different reality, a space of no judgment. Isn't that what you crave sometimes? Not to be judged, to just be allowed to be who you be. But we are also the ones that judge ourselves the most. So, what have you made so wrong about yourself that's actually not true? So, I'd also request you to please look at what you're judging about you, not only other people, but what if you could be that space of no judgment for yourself? What if you could just look at what have you been wronging about you? What have you been reacting to when people say things about you? What have you been aligning and agreeing with? Like somebody says, you're blah, blah, blah. And you either align and agree with it or you resist and react to it. But somewhere you go into the wrongness of it, be whether it was said recently or it was said sometime in the past. And you go, could that be true about me? Could I really be lazy? Could I really be mean? Could I really be non trustworthy? Could I really be inefficient or whatever? Or maybe not caring enough? No, but just the fact that you're questioning it and it's feeling heavy in your world it's not true. You just aligned and agreed with what someone said about you. And in the process, and if you're going through something right now that is just this feeling of not being happy, being alone, or whatever, because that's something that's really been in my awareness, and I spoke about it in the last call also. I've been talking about it. It's something that's really in my world right now, recently more so. And please stop, ask yourself, what if this is not what it appears to be? What if this is something different? What am I aware of? What do I know here? And in the process, what if you could be that space of no judgment for yourself? you know, Interesting point of view. I have this point of view about me. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view about me. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view about me. Is a great tool because when you're doing that and maybe repeat it a few times, 100 times maybe, because when you actually start looking at all of those things that you have points of views about as just a point of view, oh, it's just a point of view, and it doesn't become a solid thing. It doesn't become a decision, a conclusion, a judgment that you can't change. It's just a point of view, and a point of view is easy to change, right? So, well, if it's just a point of view, then maybe there's something else here. Oh, I'm Dora the Explorer. So, what else is true about me that I'm not acknowledging? What else have I concluded about me that's not true? And what if I did not have to come to these conclusions? What if everything is the opposite of what it appears to be? What if I am brilliant? What if I am smart? Hey, cool. That sounds lighter. And yeah, people tell me that that's egoistic, that's superior. Oh, interesting point of view. They have this point of view. What if you were willing to be superior? Probably because you are. But because if you've been wronging yourself for that long, then you probably are superior. And most people who are all of those things that you've been labeled will not even question it. If you're questioning it, if you're questioning and if you're thinking, oh, I'm not smart, I'm lazy, I'm this, I'm that, you're smart enough to be questioning it. That means you are brilliant. Okay. People who are not smart enough won't even question it. They'll go, you're wrong. I am smart, so just shut up. You don't do that. You go, yeah, probably they're right. I'm probably not smart enough. I think I need to work hard on myself. I need to do this. I need to do that. No, you don't need to do anything. You just need to be. You just need to be. And everything that doesn't allow that will you destroy not clear off. Right, wrong, good,
Yes,
bad, pot,
yes.
popcorn, shorts, boys, and beyond. Okay. So, what if everything that you think about yourself, believe about yourself, is totally the opposite of what it appears to be? Because probably you have built your body, your life, your reality around those judgments about yourself, around those beliefs about yourself, around those limitations that people have told you you have, and none of them are true. If it's heavy in your world, it's a lie. Okay. The tool heavy and light is given to you so you can distinguish between the lies and the truths. Okay. So if it's feeling heavy in your world, all that judgment about you, all those thoughts about you, all the things that you don't want to do, okay, don't do them. But please don't judge yourself, right? So everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. And this is a brilliant tool that Gary Douglas, founder of Access Consciousness, gave out. You can use it for anything. Like Access does say, and it helps. If you're not able to sleep in the night, just run this a few times. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. And I can say it now fluently. Some of you can, some of you can't, but just give it a shot at least. Like how we used to do Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter was bitter, so she bought some better butter to me. It's like it's easier than that. So I'm sure you can do it. Maybe write it down, practice it a few times, and start using it on things. Like if you don't, you have a tool, like you have a hammer, but if you don't use it to create something, the hammer sitting in the box can't do anything on its own, can it? Similarly, you get a tool, please use it, see how it changes your life. Use it for everything. Use it for what clearing for exploitation. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be. And what if it was not exploitation? What if it's something else? Nothing is use this tool and see. Today we're talking about this tool, and I'm actually using it for everything. More so, like I was just explaining, and you joined in later, I think. So just go back and listen to the beginning of this call. Maybe you'll get more clarity, Gitu. So please do that, and start looking at everything as an explorer. What I'm looking at is not exploitation? What if it's something else? What's underneath that? What can I receive from this? How can I use this to my advantage? Don't go into the point of view that you're being exploited, because that's a judgment of you, right? So don't judge yourself. Nobody can exploit you unless you let them. You're an infinite being. Remember that. Nobody can do anything to you that you have not allowed. So everywhere you allowed people to exploit you, everywhere you believe that they can exploit you in the first place, nobody can. Somewhere you brought into making yourself small or limited or believing that there's something about you that can be exploited. If you were aware, if you're constantly looking at things and saying, okay, cool, what if this is not what I think it is? What if it's something else? And then you might be aware that people are trying to exploit you, because that kind of thing happens. Then you know that they're trying to exploit you. So now what can you do there? That'll be fun for you. Can you have fun with it? Like let them believe they're exploiting you, but you do something else. You create it as if they continue believing that they're exploiting you, but you get what you want. Can you do that? That is called manipulation. Yeah, but manipulation is bad. People can exploit you, but you can't manipulate them. Everything that is, will you destroy and create all? Yes, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, purple, nine shows, boys and beyonds. Okay. Okay, I didn't get that. It's rich exploit. Well, I didn't get that question, but I hope you got what I explained. I hope that helps. Smita, did you have something to say? Did you want to say something?
No, I was just today morning. I was just wondering that I was judging myself actually now that I realized that I'm not being conscious all the time, and I'm forgetting to be in question or to use the tools at least one tool a day, or use interesting point of view when you're going into that thought mode.
Yeah.
I use thinking is thinking a lot. But everything else I tend to forget. I was judging myself and I was just wondering, how do I stay in touch more? And that's when I logged in on WhatsApp and I saw the call and I was like, maybe that's the way to do it.
Oh, are you being conscious? Did you find what you were looking for? Is it true that
Yeah.
not?
I was just contemplating that. So it was really interesting.
Amazing, right? So
Yeah.
please stop judging yourself when you come to an awareness like that. Like if it shows up in your world that, hey, a tool a day, okay, cool. Not I'm not doing that. Other than that, okay, cool, a tool a day, I can start now. So where do I look? And you did that, by the way. So can you acknowledge yourself? Because the moment you came to that awareness, you went,
Yeah.
okay, cool, I need to touch this button, and there it shows up whatever you want. So how many of you had experiences like that where you thought, so was it really a judgment or was that an awareness?
It Today it was a judgment, but yesterday I got stuck. I took a wrong route. I don't know why. I couldn't get to the like.
I don't know why is
I
not a
just took a wrong
question.
route. And, Yeah, so I'm just telling you that. So I took a wrong route, and it just like it was a detour for the next 25 minutes, and I got very late for like to reach home, and I almost started crying, and that's when I was like, why am I crying? What's right about this? And I wanted an answer desperately, but I was like, छोड़ अभी कौन answer में जाएगा? And, just what's right about this yuck that's created. And suddenly I saw Ganpati Bappa being carried away, and I was like, okay, maybe that's why I was. It was just
Amazing.
random. It was random, but yeah. So today morning I started judging myself that why do I start getting distracted? I can't be more in question. So yeah.
Right. So that's beautiful, but please don't judge yourself. Don't do that. It's not kind to you. It won't create anything. And if in case you find yourself doing that, I'm not saying even I get into that mode sometimes. Honestly, it's a space because you're living in a reality. You're living amongst people. Um, it's easy to go into judgment of yourself because people don't get you a lot of times. So don't expect people to get you. Really, don't expect things to turn out the way they you think they should, because sometimes we have a point of view when we're asking something or something doesn't show up the way, and nothing is random, by the way. You said random stuff. No, nothing is random. And if you actually looked at everything that seemed to be random to be the serendipitous event that is somehow tying into the universe bringing to you what you're asking for, even if it doesn't make sense to you right now. What if what you were defining as that long route or detour was not a yuck or a mark? What if it was something that is totally opposite of what it appears to be? What if that was a way of the universe, like totally opposite? You're thinking it's muck. What if everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, right? You're thinking it's yuck, but what if it's a gift? Like cow dung on the road, and if there's a diamond ring in it, like you don't know that. You stepped into it, you start judging yourself, but you feel something hard. Oh, it's a diamond ring. Now, what would you define it as? But if you hadn't stepped into it, you wouldn't have found it. So what if everything that you think right now going on in your life as muck, as yuck, as cow dung, as shit is not what it is? Is the universe's way of gifting to you? But if you didn't have a point of view, remember, like in the money workbook we talk about, you can receive, like Gary says, you can receive from dog pee in the snow. Probably when they were in class, they were talking about snow in Moscow or someplace. But what if, like, we have cow dung on the road a lot in India? So I love to give this example. What if you could receive from the cow dung on the road? Or what if you could receive from garbage on the road? If you didn't have a point of view about what it has to look like, what receiving is, that the receiving has to look like a diamond ring or it has to look like blah, like a stink is not receiving. What if everything that's showing up in your life is totally the opposite of what you think it is? Then would it be more fun to live? Would it be more fun to just be, knowing that the universe has your back, knowing that it's showing up? It is showing up. Even if you can't see it yet, it is showing up. Just trust. If you've created your life wherever you are today and it's greater than what it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago or even 2 years ago, then are you ever going to stop? Are you ever going to settle for less? Are you ever going to create yuck and muck in your life? But sometimes things seem like yuck and muck. Trust that they're not. Can you do that? And just go, what if everything is the opposite of what it appears to be and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be? And I promise you, if you use this tool 100 times with everything in your life that you think is a yuck and muck, you will see different possibilities. You will see that there are infinite possibilities with everything. Nothing is random. Nothing is just happening for the heck of it happening. No, the universe has a plan. You can't see it because you're looking at it from the eyes of judgment. You're looking at it from your human eyes. You're not human. You're an infinite being. Expand out from that space. What else is possible? And what if whatever I'm judging as yuck, mark, judgment, not nice, upset, is not what it is? Okay. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I hope that helps you with whatever's going on in your life right now. Um, be more, create more, be happier, and ask who can I contribute to today? Because maybe you choosing something different inspire someone else to create greater, inspire someone else to choose something that they weren't willing to choose and it changes their lives. Would that be fun? If we contribute to each other rather than judge us, others, what would that world look like where there was no judgment? So stay happy, guys. Be greater, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.
Thank you, Shweta. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
day.
Bye.
Bye.